I've got it everywhere. It's around my face. What is up, my bodyweight warriors, and welcome back to another video. We've got the morning smoothie. It's actually midday, so it's the afternoon smoothie now. But yeah, hi, how you doing? It's been a while since we've done one of these vlog kind of things. And there is some good reasons for that. I haven't just been straight up lazy. I have a little bit, but I've been focusing a lot on coaching lately, and I've been working on another project, which I'm very excited to tell you about in the near future. Keeping up with the good old tutorials on the Sundays, but these vlog style videos are kind of taken a little bit of a hit. Apart from we're kind of back today. And because it has been a while, I kind of want to update you on where my training is at, specifically talking about handstand training and the one-arm handstand, because although I've been sharing it on Instagram and other places, I don't feel like I've been able to go into detail about what I'm doing, the reasons why I'm doing it, and I thought maybe there's some of you who are interested in that. I'm going to interrupt this vlog with a very special announcement, and that is the giveaway in this video. Bulk Powder's the guys who make the protein powder that goes into my morning smoothie. They're giving away a bunch of stuff. They're giving away some protein bars and protein powder, peanut butter, shakes. But it basically means you guys get free shit, which is a win-win. All you have to do is go down below of this video, type in a comment in the comment section, click that post button, click subscribe to me if you haven't already, and then click the link in the description to Bulk Powder's channel. Go subscribe to them as well, and that's it. Boom, you're entered. The winners will be chosen on Friday at midnight, so you've only got like 24 hours really to enter this competition. But yeah, who doesn't love free stuff? So for those of you who don't remember or are new to this channel, let me kind of fill you in on where things have been at this year. I started this year and I started a series called Bodyweight Basics, and what that was about me getting back from basically taking the last year, 2017, completely off training. Because one, I had really severe golfer's tendonitis in both elbows, and then when I managed to get rid of that, I then tore my supraspinatus tendon, so I had to take some more time off to rehab that. Basically, come the start of this year, I was kind of back to a position where I could start training properly again, and I decided to commit fully to the one-arm handstand. I've been training the handstand all in all about 4 years, minus the last year that I had to take off. So 3 years in total. It's what got me into bodyweight training. It's what's been a massive part of my training ever since. And it's basically been the sole focus for this year. When I started this year, I started coaching with my man Ulrich, the guy I teach workshops with. Super dedicated guy, and I was really psyched. So I jumped straight into one-arm training. Within about the first 4 weeks, I started to develop bicep tendonitis, where my shoulder was still unstable from that supraspinatus tear, and the bicep was just trying to take over. So I took a few weeks off, 4 weeks off, worked to kind of rehab that out. It was feeling better again, jumped back into it, did another 4 weeks, 6 weeks of training, and then the same thing happened. Bicep tendon flared up, couldn't do overhead work. And I basically realized that I'm trying to jump the gun here. I need to take my ego out of it. I know one-arm handstand is my goal, but at the end of the day, I'm trying to fire a cannon from a canoe. The base that I've got to work with isn't strong enough to support that kind of high-end goal of the one-arm handstand, so I just need to go back to basics. I need to rehab my shoulder, I need to sort this shit out, and then I need to focus on building back up from square one. And this is one of the biggest realizations that I've had in the past year, mainly because I've been coaching a lot more, and I've been spending a lot more time researching much deeper into the principles behind good training practice. The lack of basics is huge. It's huge, and it's something that I've made a mistake on. I tried to jump too early into skills training like planche and front lever, and ultimately stagnated, and took me a lot longer to achieve those things because I didn't spend enough time on the basics. And it's been the same with the handstand. That's what I've been doing for the past 8 weeks. I've just been hitting the basics, and I've been hitting them really hard, and my handstand in general has just improved leaps and bounds. So what exactly have I been doing in the past sort of 8 weeks to build up the base of my one-arm handstand? The tuck, and a shit load of it basically. The tuck handstand is such a fundamental position for your two-arm handstand and builds a great base if you ever want to get pressed handstand, or if you ever want to do anything in the future, you need to be able to master the tuck. And it's something I haven't spent a lot of time doing, partly because I suck at it, because my shoulders are just super stiff. I've worked pretty extensively on my shoulder flexibility for years now, and it's been a very slow thing to progress. And it has progressed, and my shoulders are pretty decent, and that's definitely limiting my progression when it comes to the handstand, because I can't get my shoulders in a perfectly stacked position all the time, which means I have to use more strength, and things become less efficient in the future. So I've been doing tuck, I've been doing tuck holds, I've been doing head in tucks, every type of tuck you can imagine. I've been trying to be doing it. And it has definitely improved. If I look at my stuff at the beginning of the year, it is vastly worse than it is now. So that's a bonus, I guess. The next stage on from this is what I'm working on at the moment, which is the pike handstand or 7-position handstand. This one's probably proving the biggest problem at the moment simply because I can't get my shoulders as open as I like to be, but we're working on it, and that's kind of the current goal at the moment, is to get the 7-position nailed and finally, once and for all, conquer my shoulder flexibility that just does not want to happen. The other thing I've been working on is the press to handstand. I've had the press to handstand down for a few years now. I can also do shoulder presses, which is pressing from the ground all the way up into handstand. But the one thing I have been working on a lot is achieving multiple presses of a straddle press. And again, this one comes down to the ability to keep those shoulders stacked and be more efficient in the handstand. So that's probably my biggest problem. I've been doing that a lot. That's been sucking a lot, but it's improving. Finally, the last thing I'm working on is specific stuff for the one-arm handstand. And the main thing that changes between the two-arm handstand and the one-arm handstand is when you're in two arms, you're only really dealing with one axis of movement, and that's forwards and backwards. You can either fall over your hands or you can fall back onto your hands. When you move to one arm, you make that axis into basically every single direction you can go. So there's a lot more things you have to understand about not just balancing forwards and backwards, but also side to side and then also twisting. So the best way I've heard it described is by Mikkel Christiansen, who says that balancing in a handstand on two arms is just like a light breeze, and then trying to do a one arm is like a freaking tornado. You're just spinning around everywhere, which is pretty accurate. So whilst I've done fingertip support holds and block walks and more advanced stuff in the past, I've been working pretty much just on flagging and just on understanding how to move more from side to side in the two-arm handstand and understanding how to shift weight, because that's a huge component of the one-arm handstand. This past week, I've actually started incorporating in some block work as well, which has been super fun. And that's basically where my training is at currently. So if there's one thing I've learned in the past year, and I'd love for you to take away from this video, is number one, don't undervalue the importance of the basics. Having a strong base is going to determine how high you can build that peak of your training performance. And number two, for those of you who want to perfect their handstand or want to get into one-arm handstand, don't underestimate how much of a commitment learning to handstand is. Let's be realistic here. If you just want to dedicate 20-30 minutes to the handstand a few times a week, yes, you might be able to eventually get the two-arm handstand, but it's definitely not going to be enough to get you to a decent level of hand balancing. For me, currently, it's definitely half, if not a little bit more, of my total training time. And ideally, I probably should be adding more time into that if I can. So you can do a little bit to get a two-arm handstand, but to perfect something and to get a one-arm handstand, that high level, it needs much more time commitment, which I'm only myself just realizing. But that's kind of it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the update of where my training is at. If you have any questions about it, I will happily try to answer as many as I can. If you just drop a comment down below. Also, if you're dropping a comment, you basically entered the competition, so you may as well go over and subscribe to Bulk Powder, subscribe to me, and make sure you're properly entered so you have a chance of winning some freebies and all of that good stuff. If you just enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up button and support the channel. But that has been it for this week, guys. I will catch you in the next episode. Have a strong week and peace.